Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about money. There's always somebody profiting. Many people have profited from this pandemic. Many people profit from war. There's always a profit margin. The question is who's making the money? Who stands to profit? And perhaps every conflict and perhaps every pandemic and epidemic and medical emergency is not prompted by profit concerns and balance sheets, but at the end of the day, somebody did make money. Vaccines might be free to the population, but somebody's paying for them. I said, way back before we had a vaccine at all, I said, I don't know, it just seems too convenient that once we get a vaccine, I don't feel like that's going to be the end. I feel like we're going to have to keep getting vaccines until somebody decides that it's enough. And maybe that's a very cynical view. I'm sure there are many scientists who were involved in the creation of the vaccines who absolutely have the population's best interests at heart. But at the end of the day, somebody is making money. And the more boosters we have to get, the more money they make. There's a reason that some countries of the world have struggled and fought to get the vaccines. While my country spent a lot of time complaining about and not wanting to take the vaccine, there were plenty of countries out there who were begging and pleading for it, who couldn't get it. Why? Because the rich nations had already made agreements with the pharmaceutical companies. They get to skim the cream off the top, whether they're going to use it or not. We might throw it away, but we got it. And we paid for it. Highest bidder always wins. So I actually got on here to talk about religion and money and Christianity and money, but you know what? Maybe we'll make this and then maybe I'll make another one talking about that specifically because clearly this is where my mind has gone. So I'm looking at the conflict in Ukraine and between Ukraine and Russia, and there are a lot of things that make up a bigger picture about this. But at the end of the day, I can't help but wonder who is making money. Abba and Preach made an excellent point. They said, I don't remember which video it was recently, but they said, you know, like in a divorce, the lawyer would be like, hey, congratulations, you know, and the other guy's like, yeah, we won. And the lawyer's like, yeah, we won. Attorneys win regardless. Attorneys get paid. They could win or lose. They get paid. Maybe they get paid more or less, but they still get paid. In a war, defense contractors and a lot of other folks make a lot of money. Whether one side or the other loses or wins doesn't really seem to matter. They make their money. And maybe that's very callous to just look at the money, but it's also realistic. If you look at history, you have to pay attention to the money trail because that tells you why certain decisions are sometimes made. We have plenty of oil here. Why don't we just tap that? Because if we don't, all the little people at the bottom who have to still go to work every day will just have to pay more and we'll make more money. Maybe. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's not. I'm just saying. The gas prices, the food prices, commodities, right? Oh, we've had to raise prices because we have to pay our workers more now, and we have to, the cost of supplies have gone up, and so instead of it costing you, let's say that you're selling a box of Cheez-Its for $2. I'm guessing it probably cost them about 10 cents to make, realistically. Something very, very minuscule. I mean, it's processed flour and flavoring. I mean, now a box of Cheez-Its is, excuse me. We have Fool's Spring here right now, and so, of course, we have allergies already, even though it's still winter, technically. It won't be spring until like May. But so now a box of Cheez-Its costs me $4. Well, it costs us more to make it and supply and So now it costs you 15 cents to make it, and now you got to charge me $2 extra for it. Percentages are not adding up here. Somebody's making money hand over fist, and they're making more money than they need to. It's a little bit frustrating. It's a lot frustrating, let's be honest. The people at the top make more and more and more and more and more and more money. And every time there's something that makes it legitimate for them to have to make more money, they don't just say, okay, well, let's raise the prices a little bit. We got to pay our workers more. Let's make sure we keep the balance book as profitable as possible. Instead, it's like, yeah, let's 300%. That sounds good. Yeah. My brother told me that I was talking to him the other day. I said they were going to raise our rent by $200 a month. That's before utilities and all that. And all that's gone up too. And he said, oh, they raised mine 25. And I thought, yeah, that's not bad, cost of living. I was like, yeah, $25. I can live with that. He's been there 2 years. I've been here 2 years. $200. Somebody's making money. And it's not because they need to make more money. Most of these people don't know what to do with the money they've got. The people that are actually getting paid, all the extra dividends and everything else. The other thing is you pay attention to the stock market. What happens when war happens in Europe? The European stock market is riskier, right? Now all of a sudden the value of the dollar has increased. Or maybe not technically increased. I'm not a financial expert, but now people are buying into the US markets because they're not as potentially affected by the conflict as the European markets. So now our markets are affected, is what I mean to say. Stock markets, money. And you think, well, how do these people have so much money? How could they possibly need to manufacture more? I mean, manufacture reasons to make more. I don't know. But for some reason, the more you have, this seems to be that the more you want, and the less important it is how you get it. Maybe. I'm sure there are a lot of people that I'm doing an injustice and a disservice to. But in general, from somebody at the bottom, seems like y'all need a reality check. Oh, never mind. A reality check is that you don't have to deal with reality checks because you can just get on your yacht and sail around the world. That's another thing. We're all super focused on the Russian oligarchs. Gotta seize their yachts, seize their stuff. Switzerland needs to cut off their access to their bank accounts. They're not the only oligarchs. They're just the only ones we're calling oligarchs. There are people that run our economy too. Do you know that every time I think that I'm super excited because there's a new product, a new company, a new brand, and they seem to be sustainably sourced and super local and all these things, and like, yay, that's cool, good for the little guy. And then because I use these rebate apps to try to save money, because all of us at the bottom are trying to pay our bills, and literally that's all we're trying to do, and I'm saving $1 here and $1 there, I submit my receipt to the rebate app and family. Oh, it's not a family anymore. These companies are, they're not families anymore. It's not a family of companies. It's a conglomeration. Every single product. It's like if you want to boycott one, you got to boycott about 500 different brands. If I walk into the cookie aisle, chances are there is not a single thing I could buy there that isn't somehow owned by the same company, even though it's all different brands and different colors and different this and different that and different the other thing. Some's organic, some's not organic. Almost guaranteed it's all owned by at least 2 companies. And probably just one. They don't need the extra money. They're just charging it because they can. And it's annoying. But the person with the biggest wallet generally does rule the world. Because money speaks and everyone has a price. Follow the money trail. It always leads somewhere. And even if it doesn't give you the answer, it usually gives you a few. So, just something I was thinking about this morning. Stay safe out there, guys. And hold on to your wallets, because we're about to go for a ride.
Close as I am.